Yeah, is that Fungai?
Yes.
Yes, hello, it's Mr. Hussein here, Talib's brother. I
Yeah.
understand that you've come down on the 19th and left me a message, and I was trying to get in touch with you regarding this.
Yeah.
Yep. So, could you tell me why you've come down?
I came down with Bali.
Okay, and why is that?
Pardon?
And why is that?
Because the welfare check had been requested.
Why has that been requested?
I think it was due to failure with OPG to have contact with your brother.
So the OPG, so did the OPG ask you to do this?
No, it was the local authority that asked Bali to do it. So Bali asked me if I could accompany him.
Oh, okay, all right. So you were coming.
So it wasn't me. I was coming as just accompanying Bali to that visit.
I see.
Because I'm a familiar face to Talib, so we thought that obviously seeing familiar faces. So I wasn't coming in my capacity as a mental health nurse.
I see.
It was just it was consideration to say it's someone that Talib knows if we were to see him.
Oh, I see. No, that's fair enough. I understand that.
I've got nothing to do with it. It was on that basis that I came.
I see. Oh no, that's fair enough, because the problem is that when I rang up yesterday to try to speak to you, I spoke to obviously the reception staff, and I said I didn't understand, because as far as you're concerned, my brother's discharged from your services, yes?
Yeah.
So when I rang up the call line, they told me that he's not discharged.
He's discharged from City Mental Health Team, CMHT, the health side. But because local authorities are still involved, Bali asked me if I could come with her. So I said, okay, I know Talib, I know Shazad, I'm happy to take along.
No, I understand this, but that's fair enough. You've explained.
That's why I came.
No, you explained yourself on that issue, and I accept that. All right.
Yeah.
I'm not questioning why did you come, because you've explained to me you came not in your capacity as a city mental health worker, but in accompaniment with Bali. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I understand that. But like when I spoke, I tried to contact you yesterday, and when I spoke to the staff, at City Mental Health team, and I said, because I was confused, because I didn't know what you've just now told me, I was under the understanding that, well, wait on a minute, why is City Mental Health team still involved? So I asked I asked the question to the reception staff, and I said, look, my brother's discharged though, and she said, no, he's still not discharged.
And do you remember the conversation we had that because Bali is based here and she's holding the case, so it remains open to Bali because she's a city CMHT, but not to city CMHT as in the health side.
No, I understand this, but my understanding was that Bali was seconded to the city mental health team. It is a service primarily run by the NHS Health Authority, isn't it?
It's co-owned by sort of joint work partnership.
Okay.
Because if your brother isn't sitting on a record, there's no way, in terms of when the issues around Talib, because Bali is not sitting in any other team other than CMHT. So his case, in terms of his file, it's got to be linked to someone. So the link can only be at city. No, it's not the health side, it's the local authority.
With all due respect, it doesn't work like that. He has a file, yes, with the city mental health team. Once he's discharged, that file has to be closed. That's my ultimate aim, was to close the file. Now, if Bali wants to be acting as a social worker, that's fine. But then it's got nothing to do with the health authority. So, it seems...
What? Can I just explain? The file is closed on the health side. So health, there's no health professional involved.
Sir, look, let me explain.
So myself, if previously, prior to August, there was myself on the caseload, there was Dr. Dixon. We both removed ourselves from his caseload. So the only name there is Bali's.
But look, try to understand this. When is an issue of liability? This is how the world works. It's all about liability, isn't it? So, for example, if you, when you're not working, you are liable for your actions. Okay, when you're part of an organization, the organization is responsible for your actions. Now, when there's two organizations, you can work closely together, but there's no, you're not a legal entity. It seems to me that city mental health team are trying to become a legal entity, but then the question arises, where does legal liability lie? So, for example, if let's just say Bali's does something wrong, all right, it's not the local authority that's going to be liable. It's not going to be the health authority that's going to be liable. It's going to be some other entity like the city mental health team, which is not a legal entity. So this
it will be the local. It's been clear on the record. It's local authority.
Okay, all right. Let's just move on. Let's just move on from this. Let's just move on to this, because obviously this right here, what you're describing to me, is called a fraud. All right. There's no other word. There's no other health word for it. This is called a fraud. Whether you choose to justify it or not, we're not going to argue that. But this, as far as I'm concerned, is a fraud. But let's just move on from that. Now, you came down on the 19th, and now is a safeguarding alert raised? Is there a safeguarding alert?
Let me ask Fine Valley. She can discuss those details.
Is she with you?
Like I said, I just came accompanying her. So, in terms of those details that you want.
Is Bali with you? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, is Bali with you?
I'll just try and locate her.
Okay.
If she's in the building.
Okay.
Right. She's going to call you back.
Okay, all right, fair enough. We can discuss. So I asked the question regarding safeguarding, and you said that she's going to call me back regarding this.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Because obviously she's involved in the case and she's up to date with what's happening.
Okay, all right, that's fair enough. Now, coming back to your involvement, because obviously you're responsible for your conduct, aren't you?
When you say I'm involved, my conduct, like I've explained, I was accompanying Bali as a familiar face.
Okay, all right. And
so if that's what you're saying, my conduct,
yes,
fair enough.
Yes. And so in regards to this, and your justification is that, we wanted to give Talib a familiar face, and that's what justified it. But you didn't have to come along, did you? That was your choice.
Because she was coming out there, they were supposed to be in twos. It's part of the policy. Yeah,
but she didn't. You didn't need to come down. Obviously, in the past, if she wanted to come down in twos, there could have been somebody else involved.
She asked me.
Yes.
And I agreed.
Yes, that's it. And it's that aspect of you agreeing that I take issue with. Because do you remember our last telephone call?
Right.
Do you remember our last telephone call and how it ended?
You swore at me.
Yes, and the reason I swore at you because you continue to trigger me.
Right. Okay.
But irrespective,
so,
it was
anyway, let's cut this short.
No, let's not cut it short. Look, I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand why you, when I've sworn at you, when my brother has sworn, has my brother not equally sworn at you? Has Talib never sworn?
You swore at me and apologized later on.
No, just hold on, sir. Has my brother Talib sworn at you?
Talib, I think he sworn at. He didn't swear at me, did he?
Of course he did. When you turned up and I was not here, he told you both to fuck off.
You just swore in general.
Oh, look, irrespective,
No, it wasn't directed at me.
Okay, all right, irrespective. Now you can change the terminology after the event, but the reality is that you and Bali came down and he had sworn at you and slammed the door.
So,
all right,
I had.
Pardon?
Let's be clear. What you're saying is you don't want me to come there.
No, just I'm just no. It's
all
not.
Right, I get it.
No, sir, no. I'm just trying to understand. What did you think if I opened the door? Or if Talib opened the door and you turned up unannounced? Because the other thing I wanted to say was, why did you turn up unannounced?
Well, we thought we'd see you there, and it was a welfare check, so we just turned up.
No, but you travelled all the way from Bradford to Oldham unannounced without making us aware. Why?
Yeah. That's what happened.
Yeah, that is what happened. And so you tell me that if the last time I've spoken to you and I've been so agitated that I've sworn at you, my brother's been so agitated at your visits that he's sworn at generally at you, if you're saying this generally, he did direct it at both of you, like fuck off and leave me alone. Then when you attempted to come to our house unannounced, what did you think my reactions was gonna be? Was it gonna be welcoming?
I don't know.
Oh come on, Mr. And this is where you're being intellectually dishonest. You know, if I was at the door, I was gonna get very abusive towards you. All right, and that would have then triggered.
Is that me because it's me, or it's just because I work for the trust?
No, it's because of everything. Because we're trying to get my brother discharged. My brother's now ended up in a situation where he's become homeless. He's ended up in a situation where he's not having a contact with his own mother, and you're fully aware that he's not having access to his own money. All right.
Right.
So just hold on. You turning up. It's not the case. It's you turning up unannounced. All right. You were trying to trigger.
That didn't happen. Okay, fine.
No, but it didn't happen. No, sir. It didn't happen because I was not there. All right. It would have happened if I had opened the door. All right.
Can you listen? Can you listen for a bit?
Go on.
Right. I'm saying that didn't happen. Let's talk about supposition. Let's just focus on the here and now and the future. You're saying you don't want me to turn up there at any point, even if I'm just a company colleague. I get the message, right? We said that Bali is going to ring that and discuss the issue that you say that regarding a safeguarding our left. So I've asked her. She's in a meeting at the moment with, I don't know, and she needs to go and do a mental health assessment. I've asked her, she says she will call you back. Anything you need me to relay to Bali?
Have you finished talking?
Hello?
Yeah, but your somebody's not correct. It's not the case that I'm asking you not to come down. That would have been quite clear from our last conversation. I'm asking you to justify why you came down. I'm asking for you to justify why you agreed to come down. You agreed to this.
I think that's because I'm a colleague. I know Charlie.
You know me, and look at the situation we were at. Last time I spoke to you, I thought I'd never have to speak to you again. All right? It ended badly. I swore at you. I mean, the very fact that... No. This is what happened.
I don't hold grudges.
You don't need to hold grudges.
Last time when we spoke, you were obviously you did say that obviously how we talked about it, and for me that's wrong.
No, sir. You're in a profession. You know the difference between you and me is that you're getting paid, aren't you? I'm not. That's the difference. If I was getting paid, I would not have to swear at you. Even though I'm not getting paid, I would remain calm. I'm not getting paid, am I?
Despite being paid, I'm not here to take that. You understand that?
No, but you're deliberately triggering it, knowing the fact that you've got the police on your back and they're going to protect you, and everybody else is going to protect you. So you're in a position. You're abusing your.
You say what you need to say. It's clear to me you don't want me to come.
No, that's not the question. I'm asking why did you agree? All right, and your reason is not acceptable, because I believe the reason you agreed was you were trying to trigger something, because the way a professional would have conducted themselves, you would have telephoned me. All right.
We never going to agree or disagree.
No, it's not okay. It's not about agreeing with you. It's not about agreeing with you. I'm challenging your conduct and behavior, because you spent an hour traveling from Bradford to Oldham without telephoning me. You have no right to come down on an unannounced visit. You know the fact that this welfare checks. All right, you can get the police involved and break our doors in. Previously, on this pretext, this is you're weaponizing something that is supposed to be used properly. So you're abusing the welfare checks, which are very serious matters, all right, that potentially when people's lives are in danger, that there's no endangerment to life, you've got no legal right to do what you're doing, so you're abusing the welfare checks. We're doing a welfare check for your safety. You've come down to do a welfare check previously, broken our doors in. Previously, you give us this false pretense that you're acting in our best interest, and you have a duty of care to my mother and my brother, but the reality is that you don't care about my mother or my brother. All you care about is money. All right, all about making money out of the situation. Now, obviously, I'm not going to speak to you regarding the wealth, why you came down. I can speak to Bali regarding what your justification was for on that visit, all right, regarding the safeguarding and why you now are acting as proxy agents for the Office of the Public Guardian when this matters in court. So you're deliberately trying to create a hostile environment and you're trying to victimize me through this process. It's quite clear that you knew if I had opened the door. Luckily, I didn't open the door. I would have kicked off even more and I would have used even more profanities, all right? I would have brought your race and culture into it. I would have potentially slapped you in the face or spat at you, all right? Pardon?
If you racially abused me,
yeah.
I would have reported you to the police.
Yes, that's right. So you came deliberately. So you know the fact that if I had racially abused you, you would have called the police upon me. So you triggered that situation. Thank you for agreeing with me. That was the purpose of it. You knew that I was going to lose my temper, and then you would have utilized me losing my temper as an excuse to call the police. That's exactly what you would have done. Pardon?
You want me to terminate this call? You want me to terminate this call?
So that is correct, isn't it? If I had racially abused you,
rambling on without listening to what I'm saying,
go ahead.
Then it's not a conversation, is it?
Go ahead, speak.
Huh? I'm saying that I will not come in future. All right. I don't want to antagonize you as you believe that I'm trying to do. Right. I will pass on the message. I've passed on the message already to Bali to ring you. She's going to ring you, and we leave it there.
Sir, that's not the question I'm asking. You've just made it quite clear to me. If I had racially abused you when you had come to my door, you would have called the police, wouldn't you?
I would have.
Yes. So
I'm not here to be racially abused.
So I'm not here. So similarly, I'm not here to be abused too. And what you're doing is you're abusing me. You're abusing your position. I'll tell you what. All right, let me just tell you. You're using your position to give this false sympathy when you know the fact that due to your involvement, me and my brother and my mother are suffering. All right. So you're there acting, oh, I'm a doctor or I'm a professional. Are you going to listen to me? Look, when I'm talking.
No. I want to listen to that. If I've abused you, you've got the right to put in a complaint. You've got the right to go to the police and say, I've abused you in whichever way I've abused. And then obviously report to my professional registration that I've been abusive to you. You've got the right to do that.
Okay. What professional body are you registered with?
NMC.
Pardon?
NMC.
What does NMC stand for?
Well, you'll have to look into that.
You don't know what NMC stands for?
Well, I'm not going to go into that.
Just tell me what the acronym is. Is it National what? Huh. Look at that. Islam, he doesn't even know what he's registered with. NMC. Alright? As soon as I mentioned it, he's given me permission to basically, he's harassing me. I'm going to report him to the police then. He said go report him, so that's fair enough.